Today we're going to be playing Mommy Green Devotion. This is mono green with a light splash for Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. The card Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines says 4/7 Vigilance for 5. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it does it a second time. Permanents entering the battlefield don't cause opponents' abilities to trigger. Basically, when you're doing Cavalier of Thorns, when you're drawing cards off of Outcaster Trailblazer, making mana off Outcaster Trailblazer, when you're drawing cards off of Kiora, Elesh Norn doubles all those cards, doubles all those triggers, and on top of that, it suppresses your opponent's stuff, which means Amalia combo with Wild Growth Walker doesn't work. It means your opponent's Cavalier of Thorns don't work. And it's just a great hit off of Storm the Festival, because normally when you cast Storm the Festival, you're trying to do it with a couple of mana floating. And when you do it with a couple of mana floating, it's very easy to continue the chain with Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx, things that find Nykthos, things that untap Nykthos. And Elesh Norn Mother Machine just allows for those types of combo turns to basically start from nothing. And so what you end up getting is a draw featuring an Elesh Norn means that you're going to maybe deck yourself, which means you draw your deck, and that's pretty cool. I've really enjoyed playing Elesh Norn in the deck. I do have a mono green build queued up. If we do poorly with this build, I'll probably switch to that one just to try it out. But it's very similar. The one Elesh Norn main and one sideboard are basically the only changes. But, you know, the Elesh Norn is hard to cast sometimes when you draw it. But with Leyline of the Guild Pact making our lands tap for white, playing a couple of Temple Gardens that we can find off of Cavalier of Thorns, and a branched off pathway, which you can play on white. We can't play the pathway on white off of a Cavalier because it just comes into play on the front side. But that is kind of the gist of what we're doing. Other than that, we're 8 elves. The new Outcaster Trailblazer is excellent. It's basically just an extra Kiora. The plot mechanic is excellent against Azori's Control. It allows you to plot and then use the mana acceleration to go 1/3/5 with an Elf on 1, land Trailblazer on 2, and land Cavalier on 3. And that Cavalier also draws you a card. While this deck can do some seriously powerful combo stuff, most of the time we're just going to be winning games by playing a bunch of creatures. Sometimes we're just going to cast Old World Oddity, transform it, and kill them. And for those curious, this is the kill condition when we do combo. All your stuff gains haste, trample, and +1/+1. All costs is 11 mana. And as we know, Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx is pretty good at producing 11 mana. And that'll give all your Cavaliers, Old Growth Trolls, Outcasters, trample, haste, and you should be able to attack for the win. Sideboard, we're trying out some Arastas. A lot of lists are playing this as anti-control and anti-Phoenix. It's just another good threat. It only costs 4, so you can play it without needing Elf pretty easily. Elves die in those types of matchups. 3 copies of Tail Swipe. This is mostly for Amalia, but can come in against any creature-based deck. Pick your poison. Nice little sideboard card. Hits a lot of things that the deck has trouble with. That, along with 2 Boseiju, means that artifacts and enchantments are rarely a problem. 1 Emrakul to Promise In for Azori's Control. We can maybe bring it in some other matchups as well. Cityscape Leveler, Big Baddie, helps win attrition wars. Nice to mill over with Cavalier of Thorns. 2 Unlicensed Hearse, mostly for Phoenix. And 2 Stone Brain, mostly for combo decks, but we can bring it in some other spots too. If I'm on the play, I don't know that I bring this in against Amalia, but I think I do bring it in on the draw because I think we're extremely disadvantaged. But we'll see. The last time I played against Amalia, I did not bring in Stone Brain when I was on the play, and I combo killed them, and I thought that that was maybe correct to do. Alright. Let's play League. Turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Troll. We'll keep. We have the Nykthos as well, which is nice. And we're on the play. Turn 1 Elf on the play is just really hard to mulligan, especially with a nice 2-drop or 3-drop. Yeah, what's up, Eddie? Yeah, we went 4-1 in our first league. This looks like it might be Amalia. Yeah, this can be a tough one. I think Amalia and Heroic are our 2 worst matchups of like commonly played decks. Alright, we will play Troll on 2 instead of Invasion. Next turn we can Invasion, looking for something cool to do. We have Nykthos, Elf. We can go Elf, Nykthos, make 5, Invasion with 3 floating, something like that. Rook isn't too bad. We got killed on turn 3 both games when we played against it in the last league. I guess we go for... Oh, we don't have a way to cast the Elesh Norn here. So I guess we just go for Kiora. And then I'll attack the invasion, and if they don't block, we get to draw a card. Alright, Oddity. We might be able to kill them next turn. Oddity plus flip plus attack. Maybe we can't kill. Maybe it's not lethal. We're not making that much mana either. Alright, so that's the third green for Cord. Here's Wildgrowth Walker. So they can Amalia here if they have a Cord. And we're dead. Man, I fucking hate playing against this deck, man. It's so stupid. It's way too consistent, man. I mean, I say that as I'm playing mono green, but, you know. I'm gonna try a plan that involves Stonebrains, Elesh Norns. Dying by combat versus dying by combo is different? I mean, I guess. Exactly, MJ. Our punishment is that we get beat up by Amalia, but I think that everyone gets beat up by Amalia. I think Amalia has a good chance of getting banned, but I don't know, man. There's a good chance it doesn't either. Do I keep this hand? Is this hand even good if I draw the land? If I draw the land, I Kiora. I think. Now let's just draw Nykthos. Chat will simply draw Nykthos. Any land lets us go Kiora Elf. And if we don't draw land, we can probably just pack it in anyway. It's like a pretty horrible matchup anyway. Nykthos. I'm gonna get in there for 2. Tail swipes look pretty good in general. Maybe we should just be playing 4. I thought Bushwhack might actually be viable. Bushwhack is like a main deck card. But the fact that it's not permanent is a bummer. I think it's better than Oath of Nissa. So here comes Storm the Festival. Let's start with Trailblazer. And hopefully we draw Nykthos. And then we can Storm. But every time we cut invasion, it makes drawing Nykthos a bit more difficult. Alright, I'll just say go. If they get Wild Growth Walker, we can tail swipe the Walker. We can also tail swipe a small creature. Next turn, we have the ability to Storm. The song transports you to playing Tony Hawk. It's different for me. For me, it's oh, what's it called? Rock Band. Okay, I don't. Maybe they have the Avon that makes the thing. Interesting. Didn't find it. We just Citadel. Everything's already out color, so we'll just name green. Alright, I'm gonna attack with the Outcaster Trailblazer. I can't believe they did nothing for 3 mana. I'm very confused. Maybe they're gonna cord for 1 for the life gainer? I'm gonna say go, and I'm going to fight with Cavalier if they cord for 1 in response. I don't want him to be able to untap and do something at instant speed that punishes me, so we're just gonna go ahead and pop the Amalia there, I think. Alright, so now they can Coco, and if they hit Amalia Wild Growth, they can blow us up. Wild Growth plus Amalia blows us up. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know if we might be able to still win. Like, I just don't care enough. I would rather not keep playing. Let's see, they blow us up. What can I put on top? I guess they have to show me the it. This could be the greatest comeback of all time. Because we're not dying this turn. Let's see. So they do have Aven Interrupter, so I was kind of on top of that one. That makes me feel good. Because I could have went Storm the Festival, but then I would have just died if they had Aven. Yeah, it's like just a really poor experience. Literally just like do my thing, mess up their combo a bit, and then they still just kill me. It doesn't matter. So they're gonna keep Return to the Ranks on top. So I can beat Return to the Ranks. I can't beat the artifact. Alright, I can't beat the artifact, but I can beat that. So what do we put on top? Do I want to put anything on top? Does it need to be Nykthos? Because I can Stone Brain. Let's see. Return to the Ranks. But I need to find a way to not die to the Amalia. But maybe I just go Elf, Shell Swipe, or the Elf Stonebrain. Does the combo even do? I guess the Return Ranks doesn't even do anything this turn. Maybe I just don't do anything. I'll just say no. We got a bunch of lands in hand, return to ranks on top. 84 live. What's up, Knuckle? We're gonna see if we can win this game, but I doubt it. We needed Nykthos like 100 turns ago, as usual. Alright, let's go for... I'm gonna leave open the Sunken Citadel so that I can activate Nykthos if I find it. I haven't played a land yet, so I can draw it as well. We found it. What can we do now? Eight mana, so we can cast and activate Stonebrain on Return to the Ranks. Or we can just storm the festival and keep going. What does Return... So, Return to the Ranks brings back Amalia Wildgrowth? I just bet I can keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Let's draw 20. Haven't played a land yet. Chad, I'm so glad I didn't concede. This is content right here, man. If I just take all their Amalias from them, they can draw the game. I don't really want them to be able to draw the game. Hope we don't mill over. I'm going to draw first. We got 10 cards to potentially accidentally mill over our Hydra. Oh god, we found it? Alright, 14 cards. Cityscape Leveler. Can I keep going? We can Cityscape plus Stonebrain, so let's do that. Wait, equal to its power? Or pay 3 life? Okay, good. Alright, so let's go Stonebrain. And we'll attack. And we'll kill the Amalia. We'll pay the 3 life. And then we'll... I guess we just Stonebrain... If we take Amalia, I don't think that their deck does anything else. Oh, all 4 Amalias are in the graveyard, so I guess we... I still think we hit Amalia, because they have multiple ways to return it, including the return to the ranks that's on top. And Discord, Wild Growth. Sure. I think we win now. This is wild. I've never done this before. I've never successfully defeated an Amalia opponent that did that. And I guess I haven't yet. If I play Elesh Norn, I'll draw 2 cards. I guess that's not too many. I can play Lair, Hydra, Swipe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's a big deal, Knuckleblade. I don't think that matters very often. Alright, so we can't play Cavalier or we'll die to our own thing. So let's go Nykthos. We don't need to do that yet. We'll start with Oddity, and we'll draw 2. So we'll go Nykthos off of the Sunken Citadel. 9 cards left. So we can play Troll, draw 2. My game's lagging. We'll play Lair. We'll play Fiora. We'll animate Lair, and it'll have haste because of the oddity. Wow. Wow. Holy shit. I can't believe I won that game. I'm so glad I didn't concede. I was like, whew, so close to conceding. Do I need to animate first? No. It says all your creatures have +1/+1 haste trample. It's a static buff. And not close to good enough. Hashtag. I crap thunder, reduce the Ric Flair. Woo! Easy mulligan. Much better hand. We'll keep. Put back. Roll. Nice. How's it going, hashtag? No 1-drop. That's pretty scary, actually. I don't know what that means. Ah, just a half turn too late, man. All good, nice deck? Oh, yeah. Pretty good. That was a great game to have on camera, I'll say that. Alright, well, there's Wild Growth Walker. Wonder if there's a universe where we're supposed to just go elf-elf. I don't think so. Alright, well, let's hope they don't just kill me this turn, because they certainly can go 1-drop Amalia kill you. They can't go 1-drop Cord, which is nice. There's the Black Source. There's Amalia, so now all they have to do is gain life. Yeah, they're not there yet. They're not there yet. Seiju my Nykthos? Wow, powerful. Alright, well, here's Cavalier. We'll draw a card. Looking for a Nykthos and hope they can't gain life next turn somehow. We found the Nykthos. Here we go. Prage. Prage no gain life. Their mana base is super weird. They can't Court of Calling right now. Archon of Emeria. Okay. Can't cast more than one spell. And it's my non-basic center tap. Alright. Tail Swipe's an insane pickup. I can Tail Swipe on their turn now. They still can't Cord. I think I'll wait to tail swipe until they put me in a bad spot. Because right now I have advantage and I don't need to tail swipe. And I want them to make a play thinking that their thing's gonna work, and I hope that it doesn't. So Innkeeper plus any creature here is gonna get it to work. I can kill the Wild Growth or the Amalia in response. If I kill Amalia is the only thing that doesn't die when they do their thing. So I can just go for an Amalia kill here, and they can't play another spell because of Archon, because this is each player. And so I think I just go tail swipe now on the Amalia. I can do it on Wild Growth Walker, actually, and then they don't have enough green to cord next turn. Yeah, they can cord on my turn, so let's maybe kill Wild Growth. Wow, what a match! What a freaking match that was. I can't believe we won that match. All right, we'll be on the play. Got them all again. Pretty weak hand. I might have could have gone to 5. I might have could have gone to 5. Botanical Sanctum. Oh, is this Lotus Field? I definitely should have gone to 5. Vary in the range of keepable. I think it's vary in the range of keepable on the play as well. Another Outcaster. If it's, I think I just want the land, actually. Is that weird? I just like have enough stuff. Consider. Okay, I'm officially don't know what's happening. I officially don't know what's happening. This is outside of my known decks. Teamer stuff. Neoform? Maybe. Alright, let's go plot Trailblazer. Phoenix Pick Your Poison? Ooh, maybe. I don't see many decks playing Consider. Ah, good call. I haven't seen this build before. Good call, Tree for All. Alright. Let's go Outcaster. Outcast up! Alright, it's dead. So now we'll just play Cavalier, I suppose. Tree for All, thanks for the Prime sub! Appreciate you. Ooh, big whiskey. Unluck. Yeah, I thought I Pioneer. Whew. So next time we could play Troll, then Nykthos to kind of give them a. Oh, we don't have it. Okay, I think we just sandbag the Nykthos for as long as possible. I'm going to attack the Invasion. Give me a 4-4 or 4-3. If they axe down the Cavalier, we'll get back maybe. I don't know. Man, maybe this attack was horrible. Alright, so we can get back something. I think it's just storm the festival. And hope that it doesn't get spell pierced. I think everything else is kind of mid. Elesh Norn doesn't trigger anything. Trailblazer doesn't trigger anything. Leyline's bad. Wonder if they're playing Questing Druid? Maybe. Alright, 5, 6. So we can play around Spell Pierce. Let's do that. See. Cavalier, Troll probably. Uh-oh moment happened? Yeah. Okay, so we can't storm this turn. We'll storm next turn. I'm gonna send out the thing. Some phase, summit thing. Alright. Here we go. I think they probably miscounted my Nykthos. I could have played Beseiju if I needed to. Alright, so they are getting back Treasure Cruise more than likely here. I think we're too far ahead. They don't really have a lot of ways to get all my creatures off the table. And next turn, I'll have the ability to storm the festival through Spell Pierce. Where the Phoenix is at? I don't know. Don't question my good luck. Don't question my good luck, dang it. Whenever they're playing Picklock Prankster, I know that I am doing okay, right? They have 7 cards in hand, and their plan is double Picklock. Let me do my thing, you know? Double Picklock, and then you get to just do your thing. Is this just enough? Okay, let's just do this. This is way simpler. Ooh, can't believe you tapped out? Ooh, that was a mistake. Alright, so we want to cut the Elesh Norn. We want to bring in the Erastas. I don't really love Cityscape or Emrakul. I don't mind some tail swipes because Ledger Shredder is quite annoying. And I think that this is probably what I want to do. Okay, hand's great. We're gonna keep. Oh, I brought in tail swipe instead of pick your poison on accident. This should have been pick your poison. That was just a punt. They're just both 1 mana things next to each other. Second time I've drawn Leyline. Man, no one stopped me. Whew. When does Hearts come in? It should be this match. Real talk, I'm literally in the middle of a conversation on Twitter right now with a friend of mine about something important, and I just messed up. I just messed up the sideboarding chat. I'm just gonna be real with you. This is not what you're supposed to do in this matchup. I went too fast? Yeah, I agree. Alright. Well, it's gonna work out the same way, luckily. They get a loot, but I do get to kill it. Duck and love Tandy. Aw, thank you. This was supposed to be pick your poison, but at least it's functionally the same here. But yeah, definitely should have first. We'll definitely fix it if we lose this game. That was just huge punts everywhere all around. Another Birdman. Still no removal, though. I was thinking WTF? I know. That's just the type of content you get when I'm playing. You get all the worst things. I'm gonna offer a trade with Trailblazer, I think, and then just play Kiora. So now I think I just play Troll. Because it draws a card immediately and puts more pressure because they took 4. Basically just wanting to punish them for their decisions whenever they make one. As best I can. I don't know about all that, Knuckleblade. I think I need a sideboard just as much as you do. There's some good ones in my opponent's sideboards. There's some good ones in mine, too. I wish they were in my deck. Would I bring in Arasta? I brought in Arasta. I cut Elesh Norn in these, and I brought in Arasta and Fight instead of Pick Your Poison. Yeah. Just a punt. Just a punt, chat. Don't worry about it. Ashiok Dream Render. Okay. Do I even search my deck? So they exiled their own stuff. Attack for 8, I guess. I really don't think that the Ashiok does that much against me, so I'm just going to play Kiora, tap land. I guess we could have played Nykthos, untap a land, and then play Leyline. That was a mistake. We should have played Leyline that turn. It only would have cost 1 loyalty off of Kiora. I kind of wanted to wait until I had something to do. Crackling Drake. Alright, let's just play 2 Leylines. Pretty unfortunate draws after my opener, which was quite good. Luckily for me, they just didn't kill anything, and they played Ashiok, which hasn't really done anything. I know, Squee, I know. I know that it's milling them and exiling my stuff, but this is not a card you bring in if your opponent is light on graveyard stuff. I'm sorry. I wonder if their hand's just all freaking lands. What's going on? Alright, they find another thing. They find Disdainful Stroke. Probably bad. Luckily, if we draw Storm the Festival, a single Disdainful Stroke doesn't do anything. And they're unlikely to be able to hold up Disdainful Stroke and get back 2 Phoenix. They're going to 6. Okay, so now they're going to try to Spell Pierce plus... Alright, so we have to draw something? I guess we don't have to draw anything. Currently winning the race. Okay. Well, we get to draw a card, luckily. They'll take one. So it has to be Storm the Festival. All right, we'll float a bunch before we sack. But it has to be Storm because they have Disdainful Stroke. All right, it's not. We die. I guess, is there a chance they just do nothing? I guess they can mill Self and hit 4 lands and have no way to bring back Phoenix. They're starting with Cruise. That's probably death. What are the odds Ashiok whiffs? 0? Alright, sorry about that. Alright, tail swipe out. I don't think I want this effect at all on the play, so we are going to do 2 Hearse. And do I want the Cityscape Leveler in case, since they're playing Crackling Drake? I guess because they have Crackling Drake, I do want Pick Your Poison as well. We can cut maybe an Oddity, a Leyline. Is it weird to cut a Storm the Festival just because they have Disdainful Stroke? Maybe it is. I'm going to keep a wonky one. Hope we draw a land naturally so we can start plotting Trailblazers. If our elf dies, we'll just play Sunken Tap though. Alright, so they didn't have it. God damn it, dude. We just keep drawing this as our first draw. It's so annoying. I think I gotta cut Sunken Citadel, man. Every time I draw it, it just kills me. Alright, so they probably have some sort of counterspell, so I think it's always okay to just plot when your opponent's holding mana. They could go, obviously, Picklock, but casting doesn't accomplish anything there. And if they kill Elf, then I won't be able to cast anything next turn if I don't draw a land unless I plot. Yeah, I've been lower and lower on Citadel as well. It was an interesting thought that never really worked out from my perspective anyway. Alright, let's start with casting this. Alright, Axe is fine. And we don't have anything to do with this mana, unfortunately. So maybe I think I maybe should have just plotted this as my turn. Cast Old Growth Troll. I'm just gonna put on bottom. Attack's fine. I basically lost the game. I didn't draw any lands. I definitely should have plotted the second Outcaster. That way we could have overloaded them on one turn. They probably also should have just killed my elf with that axe on turn 1 or 2. Not doing that, I think, is a big deal. Alright, 5 cards in hand. Probably plenty of Alright, let's go. Each opponent sacks creature with flying. We're gonna win the weirdest game ever. We're gonna beat them to death with Outcaster Trailblazer while they hold on to Disdainful Strokes. Okay. Oh no! Then, and this is why I've been not really loving the pick your poisons in this matchup, but is what it is. Alright, you win. We should probably... I'm on the play. I'm just gonna mulligan. I want my hands to be good. This is a good hand. Keep. I think I put back Oddity because I'm just like unlikely to want to do that early. It's not bad, but I have to put back either Old Growth Troll, Storming the Festival, or Oddity. I think Troll is just slightly easier to cast if my elf dies, you know. Now I can't just play towards my nut draws, right? Like I'm just gonna turn 2 Troll and, but I could have turned 2 to Oddity, but Troll dying is a big deal. Demir Garden, okay, so we should win this game easily because they just didn't interact with my elf. That doesn't mean that we are guaranteed to win easily, but should I just Besage you? I guess no matter what, I have to tap out, and I don't want to expose it to a land that kills it until I'm ready to use it. But we'll see. They have Chain to the Rocks. We can still Storm next turn. Exacxi. Sylvan Carotid. Okay, so there's full-blown Niv. Eight. So I think Storm with 2 floating is better than the Cavalier. Right. We will take Kiora. And I will cast Kiora. And then I'll attack the Ixalan. And if it connects, I'll draw a card. And the next turn I can probably kill them. Assuming they don't play Extinction Event or something similar. Luckily, Invasion's a 2-drop, so even if they have Extinction Event, it doesn't kill that. And they're 1 short of being able to play a 5-mana sweeper. Whoa, this is pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous. Just join, what are they splashing green for? I believe it was pick your poison out of the sideboard. I didn't see any green cards personally, though. Bone Collapse on the Kiora. That one is fine. I think we're less likely to kill now, but we'd still have Storm. And we can still go off pretty hard. I can also maybe just animate Lair for a bunch and force a chump block with Carotid. And I think that maybe bottlenecks them so bad that they are dead. Because they take 12. I think that gives me a better chance of winning. Because this is basically just Stone Rain. For 10 is enough. Oh, Mother of God. They still have to block. It's fine. They still have to block here. They take 12. And then I'm just basically Stone Raining them. Because they have to block. Alright. I don't love Stonebrain in the matchup. Because their deck is just so full of weird junk that it's all pretty good against me. They do have a lot of ETBs that are good, so I'm going to Elesh Norn. I think I'm going to Emrakul because I can just burn all their stuff. I think I'm going to Cityscape Leveler. Yeah, I think Cavern of Souls could be pretty good as a anti-Azorius card. Because naming Elemental and then playing the Cavalier is nice. Sometimes just naming Oddity or Hydra so that you can give everything haste and attack or whatever through a counterspell. It's more for Cavalier than is anything. But with Leyline of the Guild Pact, I think it's just okay to play some special lands as long as they enter untapped. Like I think one of oh, what's the land called? Castle Garenbrig's quite nice. We're definitely gonna keep this one, and we'll do some dirty stuff. Hopefully, we get to go turn 2 Elf Oddity, turn 3 Storm, and if we draw Kiora, we get to do way more than that. Yeah, this hand's great. This is 2 in a row of the Elf Leyline Nykthos draw. Why this deck Oath for Invasion? There's 2 different cards in the deck that draw cards if you have a 4-power creature, and the backside of the invasion is a 4-power creature, and it's relatively easy to transform because it's 4 points of loyalty or whatever it's called. I'm gonna hold on to the Boseiju. It's relatively easy to flip the invasion. Also, Oath misses on Leyline until you've added 4 more cards that Oath misses on. Digs deeper, so when you actually have your combo stuff going, it's slightly better. Alright, so this is 5. I'll just play this on 6. Cavalier Leyline. Oath is legendary, that's true, but that's not really a big reason, IMO. It's basically that it just flipped. Like, there are a lot of games where your opponent just pressures your resources, Cedric, and being able to play a card that finds something and then you can pressure it and then draw a card or multiple cards is quite strong. Like, I've had it draw cards off of Fiora and Outcast or Trailblazer a lot. Like, a lot. Alright, so we can do some seriously dirty shit this turn. This is 12. If we just play Oddity and flip and attack, it's not lethal, and we're probably going to get bonked. So let's Storm with a bunch floating. They could have a counterspell. Veto? Sure. So let's just go Troll, and if they Wrath, let's hope it's not Exile. They only have 1 card in hand. Next time we should be able to kill them with the Oddity, but even if they Wrath us, we need a land to be able to play Storm from the Grave. You think we lean harder on Nykthos more than before too? I agree with that, thanks to Leyline. Okay, so this is 3 in a row. 3 in a row. And the hands all look exactly the same. This has been 3 out of the last 3 games. Having something like this. These 5 have been in my hand, I think, all three of the last games. Exactly. You're more of like an engine deck, Cedric, and it's just a cool part of the engine. Yeah, most of the people I talk to, when they ask about that card, Cedric, they don't realize that the back is just a 4/3 creature. And that's the only reason it's there. Like, if the invasion was slightly different than Oath, it might still be taking the place of Oath. I'm not sure. I wonder if they take this thinking that it stops my combo. We have some redundancy, so taking an elf is weak-ish. We'll start off with Nykthos because the Boseijus just have long-term value, and if I just draw a string of lands, I'd rather have the string of lands come into play and hold the Boseijus to kill Fable. Thanks to Leyline, the Nykthos taps for green. They have basically no way to kill the Nykthos, so I'm not really afraid of that. You have a link for TCG? I do. I had it on my bot, but I don't know exactly what the command is. Give me a moment. Other Thoughtseize? Sure. You play the Hostile Hostile? No, I just played 2 Overmod Oddity. It's like fairly common for people to just play 2 Overmod Oddity now instead. Because the Hostile was too weak as a colorless land. Alright, there's the affiliate link for TCG Player. They do take the other ley line. This prevents the Nykthos from going overboard, I suppose. It's a pretty good draw. Alright, so we'll just go Nykthos for Cure Elf. And I think I am going to untap to deal damage. This is perhaps wrong because the Cure might matter later for loyalty if it gets pressured some. And if my Cure ends up dying at exactly the like 1 loyalty or whatever, 0 loyalty, I will know that that is the reason why. But if my opponent ends at 0, I'll know that that is the reason why. Here's Fable. Our Besage can kill it, but it'll give them some help. So we just want to draw some stuff. We did not draw stuff. But I think I do just want to Besage this. Say go. Could have done it on upkeep so they don't get the extra mana on my turn, because I can't just like Fatal Push my elf now or whatever, but I think I'm just going to say go. Need to draw a big payoff. Animate Mutavault, so this is going to send 4 Kiora. I'm not going to block. They might go face. The backup Kiora makes me feel a bit better. I'm in regret of minusing 1 a minute ago. Harvester, okay. Alright, any big thing? Any big thing, please? Any big thing? I heard you want a big thing. What if I give you Temple Garden? Sorry, you should have watched us earlier, man. We were doing some sicko stuff earlier. This draw has not panned out, but I think that it's a great keep. Double Thoughtseize took some wind out of my sails, but we have a lot of draws in the deck that just go ballistic. Alright, Harvester kills an elf. Animate Mutavault, attack Kiora, puts Kiora down. Hive, animate, attack Kiora, puts Kiora down. They don't know about this one. This one is the secrets. Alright, Kiora down. I'm not going to play this Kiora, I don't think, until I have something to do with it. Because I think it's more likely it gets pressured here than it does get discarded. And I don't think that they are likely to play a discard spell anymore because they have the blood token. We are at 18 though, so we got plenty of time. Alright, let's go 5. So if we play this, we go to 3, so we can't cure again. So let's cure first. Yeah. Alright, 6. We'll go to 4. I'm hoping we draw Elesh Norn. That's why I left open the whites, or I left open a land to be able to cast it, not the elf. Let's go for Trailblazer. We'll cast it, and this will let us draw a card. We'll gain a mana. We could have a spot removal spell 4 here, but we still get to draw a card even if it dies. Another Kiora. Well, all right, here we go. Throat has been gone for. We just need to draw like one Cavalier of Thorns. Just give me a Storm the Festival, Cavalier of Thorns. We just put 2 Storm on the bottom, unfortunately. They got to animate the Hive, but they can kill the Cure here. The 2 Cures have just soaked a shitload of damage. I think 12 damage. We'd be at 6 now. I guess there's a chance they just go face here. Put me in a 3-turn clock, but I think that that's probably a mistake on their part. They do. All right, that's 3 Cure down. 3 Cure down. There's Storm. Now we can go Kiora, untap Storm with mana floating. And storming with mana floating is huge. And we have to remember we have 1 extra from the invasion. Storming with mana floating. Easiest way to win the game. Oh my gosh. Oh, maybe instead of Leyline, we should take another Kiora to untap. If we invasion Kiora, we can keep going. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, we'll keep the new one. Looking for Cavalier or something similar. Find Cavalier. Alright. Play Cavalier with 3 floating. We can find a land and go up to 5, so we can play another Cavalier if we draw it. Nykthos maybe lets us Storm. I haven't counted, but I think it does. Oddity. We can cast that and draw a card at least. And then we can attack an invasion and draw another card. Alright, cool. I think that we are well on track to win this game now. All it took was drawing one of our best cards. Alright. Nice. So I like Rasta, Cityscape. I don't love the Elesh Norn. They don't have that many ETBs, but they have some. Just like always like cutting this. I guess they're probably vampires, even though I didn't see the vampires. TBs are just the 2 drops, I think. Yeah, I think so as well. All right, well, very close to the nuts again, but didn't have the Nykthos this time. We're going to mulligan because we don't have a second land. It's hard to go to 5 against the Thoughtseize deck, so we'll just put back Storm and keep everything else. My go-to is that if I'm mulliganing pretty heavily, The Storm the Festival is like worse than mana producers most of the time, and most cheap cards most of the time, especially against decks that are just always pressuring your devotion. Trailblazer down. Alright. Okay. Bloodtooth Harvester. True Kiora. Not the best draw against them at the moment, but it is what it is. We'll probably still play next turn unless they put enough pressure into play to kill it without any threats. Oh, Creature. That's not good. Alright, well, I'll play Kiora. I don't think it's gonna survive very long, but if we get one use out of it and it sticks around, we'll likely get to draw a card off Cavalier, but worst case scenario, we just play Arasta. And Arasta gives us a nice check for the Preacher 1/1s. Alright, so they draw a card, lose a life, Cure down to 4. Thoughtseize. Not really a big deal here. Our hand is pretty juicy. We don't need to draw land. I would like to draw a land. A land would be very nice. Rasta down. Alright, land one time. And no more threat, please. Oh. They're popping the blood token, I guess looking for... I don't even know what. Maybe they had a tapped land, maybe they're looking for... I guess they discarded this. Bummer. Pretty close to conceding this game. Guess I'll play it out. I was wanting to concede earlier to the Amalia player, and then we won. So, think you reset Kiora? I think resetting Kiora is a relatively weak play, since they can just hive with one land. They're already going to send some of this turn. Never give up, never surrender. That's right. Alright, so the Preacher's going to go face. Is going to give him a life and a 1/1. Door's going to be down. I don't think I have any real outs here. My hand is pretty freaking bad. I hope I draw Elf. I hope I draw Elf. Elf, 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 elf. Eh. It worked. I mean, if I play Kiora and kill Kiora, they can literally sack their turn to attack the Kiora because I did not gain anything. But you may be right. I don't know. Maybe it does force them to do nothing for a turn, but I don't feel comfortable, you know? And I don't feel like casting a dead Planeswalker for no value is how I get out. But I think that really the answer is that there is just no out. All right, let's see where these are going. Face, face, face. Yeah, face, face, face. That's fine. Gonna push elf. Yeah. We all know. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is better for me than Fate to push elf, for whatever it's worth. Need to draw Burning Tree Emissary, chat. Oh, they even have both? Gross. Alright. Opponent's playing insanely slow. It's very frustrating. Do we maybe want the second oddity? Maybe not. To pick your poisons. Man, maybe I just don't even care. Maybe I just don't even care. Maybe Errata is just worse on the play than this. Let's just be our main deck on the play. I think that's fine. I think being on the play, keeping your 60 is honestly goated with the sauce. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. It's pretty lackluster. 5 with no lands. We're gonna go to, or 6 with no lands. We're gonna go to 5. Yeah, I don't know. Monaco, thanks for the follow. Okay, this hand is keepable. I kind of just want to put back 2 elves so we dodge Fatal Push. And we'll just use Invasion looking for Nykthos. I think Leyline plus Nykthos makes a lot of their draws worse. It makes their Thoughtseizes better, but it makes their Fatal Pushes way worse. I wonder if I should have just kept an elf over a troll, maybe. I thought troll would just be good. Well, they took troll. I thought they would take invasion. That's weird. Just drew Nykthos anyway. I don't think they have any way to kill it, so let's just play it in case we need to use lands in a weird way. I guess that's bad. Do we play around another Thoughtseize by just taking Lair? I think we take Kiora. Kiora's just great. Kiora's just great. Next turn we can go, if we draw Storm the Festival, we can go Kiora and tap Storm. You can play any big creature, draw a card. I hope they just go Lango. Oh yeah, Lango. Lango is so sick. And they already showed me Go for the Throat, so it's unlikely they have an answer to this Kiora. I'm actually just going to go ahead and play it too. Just say go. I don't want to get hit with a discard spell, and I think the removal is not Planeswalker friendly. Now we're just in the same spot as game 1 where we just need to draw any big thing. Our opponent's draw looks rather weak. They kept Swamp Thoughtseize, probably has a Fatal Push in there. We bricked their Fatal Pushes by putting our elves on bottom. And they didn't have red mana. And if they don't have red mana this turn, any big thing off the top is easily game over. And if they do have red mana this turn, I need to draw something very quickly. Because they're probably going to Fable. But I think if they had red mana, they would have went red mana Fable already. And I don't think they have that. So my guess is that they're just screwed. They play this tapped? What in the world? Their hand must just be all Go for Throats. All right, something big. Please, 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 please. Prosper some life house? Oh, yeah. That's used to. All right, this is what? Archfiend, probably? Oof, big boy. All right, big thing, please. What a bummer. I got so many big hits in the deck. Just so many money hits. We just need any money hit. It's like Trailblazer, Old Growth Troll, Cavalier, Storm the Festival, Overmauled Hydra. I would even take Lair of the Hydra at that point, man. Maybe a third Lair is what we want. I know that's been commonplace in some lists. All right. Archfiend, Fatal Push on the Elf, probably. We're going to take 4. I wouldn't be surprised if Archfiend goes face because they can just kill me next turn. But if they kill Kiora, I think that's okay. All right. So next turn, we are dead on board to the Mutavault. So we got to draw something. This turned very quickly, thanks to Archfiend. Bummer. All right. Last match with Mommy Green. Got a mulligan this one. God almighty. Some of my hands have looked unbelievably bad. Yeah, do you qualify for DC? I am. I won my RCQ with Mono Red Wizards about 2 months ago. Be one of my good buddies in the finals. Slide O hand. So we're playing against Phoenix. Let's do Tongue Tied. This is the only one you're getting. Maybe I should just always go to 5 if my hand is not broken. Chat, what do you think? Should I just always go to 5 if my hand's not broken? Just looking for a broken hand? I think this deck wins on 5 cards very easily. I already have a Nycta, so I guess we just take Trailblazer. So next turn we plot, the turn after we Cavalier. Yeah, obviously Paul, but like, should I have just gone to 5 on this hand? In the dark on the play? Maybe. They know I'm going to plot, so they're almost assuredly going to be playing the Fairy. Picklocking. Guess there's some chance it could have been a pair of Considers. They're likely going to take this Treasure Cruise unless they already have one in hand. 4 cards in graveyard. If they don't do anything, I might also not do anything. Because I don't want them to fill their graveyard, and they might not have another Picklock. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to say go. I know that this is a weird way to play the game, but I don't want them to be able to Treasure Cruise this turn with like a full graveyard. But if... Okay, that's fine. They probably have 2 removal spells. Alright, so this one's free. And so if I play this Trailblazer, I'm 1 short of the Cavalier. I think it's more likely they have an answer to Storm with Spell Pierce than it is they have a counterspell for Cavalier main deck. So we'll play Cavalier. They'll probably kill Trailblazer. And that's okay. We're trying to juice up our Nyctos a little bit and fight through all this stuff late game. Maybe I should just plot another Trailblazer. Maybe that was the move. All right, mommy goes to the graveyard. No big. One Hydra goes to the graveyard. So if the second one goes to the graveyard, we're probably in some trouble. Oh no, it kept going. I gotta go back to the playlist. Sorry. Yeah, we're not playing Hostile. We're just playing two Hydras. I found the Hostile to be rather weird. The colorless often would screw you. It was quite good one game where I got to play a Cityscape leveler, sack it, and bring back a Cityscape leveler to do like exact Cs while killing two blockers. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you played, if I don't think you need two Hydra and hostile, but if you play only one Hydra, you should play one hostile. Yeah, it is untapped, so I think I like it better than Sunken Citadel. I've been really disliking Sunken Citadel the last two leagues, and I doubt I'll be playing any in the next iteration. All right, Phoenix comes back. They send both. I think I'm supposed to block. Maybe I don't. Maybe that just opens me up to another removal spell. All right, I'm gonna go for Storm. Oh, I should have played my land. This runs into Spell Pierce. They discarded a Spell Pierce, but I didn't want to play my land first. Luckily, I didn't get punished. We'll go Kiora and uh, Invasion. So I think I go untap Nykthos in case they have some way to kill this or bounce this. And then I think maybe I don't attack first. Yeah, we only have 6. This is a lot less than I thought I had. I guess my storm was just bad. Cavalier here might be worse than playing these two, but I might need to block or double block next turn. Guess I can... If I draw a land, doesn't matter. I've already played my land. Another lair. And then I'll attack one of the invasions, I guess, and draw a card. Yeah, second cav feels good. I should be able to kill them next turn if they don't kill me or wipe my board. And they didn't really do much this turn, so I think I can even just soak another attack if they're not attacking for lethal. Alright, here you go. I needed to find another Nykthos of some kind, somehow. Alright, they found Temporal Trespass. That might be too much for me to do anything about. They can cast it this turn with all their mana, and I can block a Phoenix, take 4, and then next turn they can bring it back and maybe something like that. I think 4, 7, 10. I think it's only going to be 10 though. But we do have to block. We can't just soak it. Pretty sure anyway. No one plays Trespass anymore either. It's tough. They discard another Phoenix. I think that's lethal if they can bring it back next turn. So my guess is they might not be able to kill me next turn if I block. But if I don't block, I think I'm very likely dead. So we'll take the 4. They'll kill the Cavalier, and then maybe they won't be able to bring back Phoenix. And then I will put... What do I put back on top? Maybe the other Cavalier? Okay. We'll target Cavalier. Here you go. Let's hope I don't die. So right now they have potentially 7 coming across. If they can put another Phoenix in the graveyard, that's 10 coming across if they can bring it back. Sleight of hand is a nice one to start with for them. Is Audi on top lethal? I don't know. I didn't count, but it probably was. Alright, that's another Phoenix though, so we're dead. Unless 6 cards in hand, they can't cast instant or sorcery. Alright, so we lost to the Time Walk. Arasta, Hearse come in. Elesh Norn out. These out. And I'll bring in Pick Your Poison. I think maybe just the one Pick Your Poison. Alright. Won the die roll. Be on the play here for... Or not won the die roll. We lost game 1, so we'll be on the play here for game number 2. We have a Hearse on 2, so I think I'm going to keep. Arasta's pretty good as well. We can't really rely on Storm. They likely have a bunch of 2-cost counter spells. Alex, thanks for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Welcome to Todd Squad. Enjoy your no advertisements. Thanks for spending it on me. All right, here we go. Tapped land. Love to see it. All right, well, I didn't draw the land. I'm going to play Kiora here. Probably going to get pierced. Mystical Dispute. Okay, so they untapped, which is kind of weird. I think maybe they might have Pierce and Mystical Dispute, and they use that on the blue card. This is actually becoming more common. People bringing Mystical Dispute against us. 3 cost to counter a 4 or 5 drop is pretty good, and then it only costs 1 to counter the Kiora. They're way less combo oriented, so maybe that means that Pick Your Poison is better against them because Ledger Shredder is so strong. Alright, we'll play the elf. I doubt it's going to survive. Good chance we should have a land in the sideboard for matchups where they do attack our elves. I don't like boarding out elves in basically any matchup. I would board them out against like Azorius control because of sweeper effects, but just don't know if it matters enough. I will eat my Kiora just to grow my Hearse. And my guess is this is going to get countered, but I think that this is likely our best play. I don't think Oddity is enough pressure and dies, whereas if Harasta dies, we still get a token. And their Phoenix stuff is just non-existent thanks to the hearse here. Unfortunately, Arasta dying to Axe is a bummer. I think Gather Courage actually could be somewhat useful in the sideboard. I've seen some people playing it before, and I thought it was for like mono red protecting our stuff, but the more I play against Phoenix, the more I just wish that I had it against them to protect my early stuff. Like, it even stops Fire Impulse on an elf on turn 1 or 2 if they don't have, what you calls it? If they don't have Spell Mastery. Alright, I am going to play an Ulvamod Oddity. I could crew the hearse and attack, but I would rather just attack for 5 and keep hearse up to make sure that Phoenix is never an issue. Blocking? Trying. See what they keep. Ops. I guess next turn I will go for a hearse attack. If I draw the land for Cavalier, will they shock? Is this Crackling Drake? People keep bringing in Crackling Drake against me, and it's not something that I have been expecting. But the pick your poisons also just like don't do enough against that, so I also don't think it's very good. Alright, so now we can go Elf, and then Nykthos makes mana. Then we go Cavalier. And then we force a trade. Alright, this is going to force a block from the Crackling Drake on the Oddity or a Chump on the Hearse. And I think they're going to trade Oddity. They just blocked and are dying instead? Okay, great, man. Yeah, I just don't... I don't know, man. The Crackling Drake has looked okay, but like, whenever they tap off for Crackling Drake, I'm just like begging to have anything to punish them. But their deck does a great job of making sure that that's difficult. Average bird player? Yeah, I guess I'll just block to lose. I guess they just assume they're losing anyway, so it doesn't matter. Go on to the next game. I'm going to keep and just hope that I draw a land to activate Nykthos. Having the Hearse on turn 2 is really nice. If they could have Spell Pierce for it, but is what it is. I always like to lead with Nykthos just in case I draw lands that aren't Boseiju. I will play Boseiju next turn, obviously, to play the Hearse, but if I just draw Force off the top, I'd much rather have the Boseiju in hand, and this taps for green anyway. Alright, so my guess is they're going to go for Picklock. So we are going to go for Hearse. Alright, Spell Pierce is fine. Now I think they probably have a dead mana unless they have Consider Ops. But they were probably going to Picklock, and I want to make them play counter spells when they would be playing Picklock. Something that I learned from Brad. Brad was always under the impression that if your opponent has mana to spend and they're playing counter spells, and like you know that they're at the mana where they're going to start using that mana effectively, that's when you start playing all of your your important spells so that they're forced to interact with you instead of casting their card draw effects or their combo oriented things or dig effects. Alright, free the Fae. They had Pierce for Hearst. We never drew our lands. The 22nd land, I think, has to come in matchups where elves die, and we cut Oath. But we cut Oath in every matchup. So I think we just need plans that don't involve cutting Oath in every matchup. But I haven't figured it out yet, so I don't know. Alright, so 2 Phoenix likely going to come back here. Let's hope that they can't kill this elf. If for some reason they can't bring back both Phoenix, I'll be ecstatic. I think, oh, it looks like they're cruising here, but if they do it for 1, they have to eat a Phoenix. I thought they did. I guess I'm wrong. Oh, no, I'm right. They had to tap this. So they need untap lands and a spell to bring back both Phoenix. Doesn't seem like they have it. I feel like they would have already done it. Okay, well, they do have the islands. They don't have it. They might have Spell Pierce, so let's be cognizant of that. Alright, let's go Nykthos. We'll play Kiora, and if they Pierce, we can pay. If they have Mystical Dispute, we can't. Okay, we'll pay the 2 and then say go. And now if they bring back 2 Phoenix, they can't even quite kill the Kiora. They have 4 cards in hand, though, so my guess is they'll be able to bring back the Phoenix this turn, but they weren't able to last turn. They have more mana this turn, though. And fresh cards off the Treasure Cruise to work with. But their deck is often very reactive after sideboard with all those counter spells, so. Alright, here comes the Phoenix. See where they go. Alright, so both are going at Kiora. So we'll get 1 activation of the Kiora. But that's probably enough. Alright, let's go Nykthos. I'm going to go Trailblazer. We're going to try to draw some cards here off of the Kiora before we cash it in. Make a green. Alright, so this is 7. So Storm the Festival can play around some stuff. I think it's probably just better to go Cavalier looking for another Nykthos. And then we can play Land Troll if this gets countered. I think that's fine. And then we draw 2. And then next our Nykthos is Wild. That was a great turn even through the counterspell. And that's exactly what we were playing through, was the counterspell. Here's Crackling Drake. So, good chance we die next turn, but I think there's a good chance we kill this turn also. Alright, let's go Nykthos for 10. So if we go Storm the Festival and they counter, we can go Ulvenwald, flip, attack, kill you. I think. 15, 17. Yeah. Let's do this, and this will bait counter. The other Nykthos draw was kind of wild. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to win this turn, and then now we just have it locked up thanks to the second Nykthos. I wasn't sure what to play around. Now, luckily, we don't have to play around anything. So we can keep doing stuff. Let's see, if we flip this, it's just game, though. So let's just do that. There's a chance that we don't win the game. I guess we could have gone Kiora, make a million more mana, whatever. But they're tapped out, and this is more than enough. This is 17 through a block, and this is trampling over as well. What can you say? It's just mono green? I know. All right, well, I gotta say, I was less impressed by the Elesh Norn in this league than I've been in the past. The white mana sources, you know, I think that they do take away from the deck. I do kind of want to add a third layer of the Hydra for just games where I have Leyline and a bunch of mana, but not something like a spell. And I think that'll come up a lot against like Azorius Control and other matchups. I wasn't a fan of the third layer for a while, but I think the more that I play the Leyline, the Guild Pact, the more I flood if my opponent is really disruptive. And I think that when you flood, having mana sinks like Lair the Hydra is really important. So I'll probably be moving away from the Elesh Norn in future builds because I haven't liked the mana base, and I don't think that it's good enough. It'll probably end up being a Cityscape leveler in the main deck, which I've been quite happy with. Being able to get it out of the graveyard off of Cavalier of Thorns has been exceptional. I've drawn Elesh Norn a couple times and not been able to cast it. I've never had a point really that I've decked myself, but it's also often made it a little awkward. But I don't know. I definitely want a second or another land on the sideboard for when I am boarding out Invasion. I find that I just am a little light on mana, and Invasion finds a land a good portion of the time, and so just having a land when you board that out seems fine. I'm curious if there's ever a matchup where I want to board out Leyline of the Guild Pact. I don't know that there is one, but my gut tells me that that type of an effect is just maybe weak against aggro. But I like it against attrition because they're often going to punish your elves, and you need Leyline plus Nykthos to have some sort of shot at doing powerful things against opponents who are attacking your elves. And so I guess if your opponent's not attacking your elves, I think that just means that Leyline has a stand in every matchup. I really think that the only cards you can cut are some number of elves, invasions, Elesh Norn, or the Cityscape. I think that maybe one troll can go in some matchups. There's maybe some matchups where one Outcaster Trailblazer can go, but Outcaster is just nice. Outcaster Kiora are just the engine that keeps the deck really fueled up. And Invasion helps find the Nykthos and keeps the fuel running by getting the Belligerent Regisaur on the backside. So all in all, I think I'm more into the mono green build, so I think my guide this week will be on mono green instead of the Elesh Norns. Tailswipe was good. I think I'll probably end up playing 4. Arasta was great. I'll definitely like the 2. Pick your poison, I'll stay at 3. I'm leaning on cutting the Emrakul because I haven't cast it in 3 leagues. The Cityscape is always great. The 2 hearses are solid. I might go to a 3rd. And the 2 Stone Brains have been lackluster. I might cut them. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out our sponsors. Apex Gaming is a store out of Caldwell, Ohio. They're running a tournament weekend at their home store in Caldwell, Ohio called Apex Con. We're going to be doing a modern 5K on Saturday and a modern 5K on Sunday. On top of that, we got tons of side events going on, including Lorcana events. Their home store is located in Caldwell, Ohio. Make sure to check out apexgaming.gg. Follow them on twitch.tv/apexgaming. And you can watch Ross and I do commentary this weekend on the Modern Opens. We're also sponsored by Moxfield. Check out moxfield.com. And you can use it to build decks and share them with your friends. If you're interested in checking out the deck list from the stream, you can check the video in the link description. The link in the video description for the Moxfield link. And if you're watching this live, you can ! deck or deck list in chat, and that'll take you to our Moxfield page where we post all of our deck lists. I'm Tandy. I write articles on my Patreon that include like sideboard guides and stuff. If you are interested in learning more about the game, I also offer coaching. Reach out to me the best way you can on some platform, and I'll try to get back to you, and we can set something up. Thanks for watching. We're also sponsored by Paradise Games and Gifts. They're a store out of Fairfax, Virginia. They used to be called Games and Comics Paradise, but they're going through a name change right now. You can check out their website at gcparadise.com. Pick you up some awesome singles for all sorts of games from Lorcana to Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic singles as well. And that's Paradise Games and Gifts, but you can check out the website at gcparadise.com. Thanks for hanging. See you later.